Hello guys, and welcome to another Mad Chili video. Today is episode number 4 of the London Underground Bakerloo line on Train Sim World 2. Today we're doing a scenario called A Round Hall as part of our journey. So this is chapter 1, remember, which is the majority just this this thing here. So Round Hall, this one's called. We're going to go ahead and load in. I believe it is Queen's Park. We're going to be taking a train from Queen's Park up to Harrow and Wealdstone and then back. So this is the part of the, this is actually the part of the route I have not yet explored. I've only explored from Elephant and Castle up to Queen's Park. I've never actually gone further than Queen's Park. So this should be interesting. This is all overground. This is the overground section of the Bakerloo line. It'll be interesting to see what is going on. Right, we'll let it load in. Here we are. Actually, it's raining. Funny. Why is the rain not showing up on our windscreen? That's kind of annoying, actually. Oh, it is. Welcome to Queen's Park Station. This is a northbound service. This service travels to Harrow and Wealdstone and then terminates at Queen's Park. So we're going to be going up and then heading back down. That sentence is not very clearly worded. It makes it sound like Queen's Park is after Harrow and Wealdstone, which obviously it isn't. So it looks like the train's already ready to go. Which we'll just set this to Harrow and Wealdstone first, and if I can find the wipers, I'll turn them on. Is that them down there? And a closed left. Well, that's a weird sound. I don't really like that sound, to be honest. Actually, this train wasn't actually set up. I said plane for a moment there. That's really annoying, that sound. Right, forget that. That's a really irritating sound. Did anyone know that? Also, the wheels are actually slipping. This is the variable adhesion, brand new feature in this new sim. Okay. I think the power cut briefly there. I'm having trouble getting going unless we're in shunt power. Interesting. Right, there we go. Back off here. Yeah, okay, I think we're not going to need the wipers, unfortunately. They make such an irritating noise, though. Did anyone at Train Sim actually realise how annoying that noise is? It's, like, really, really bad. Right, next stop, Kensal Green. It's actually in 0.7 miles, so quite a big gap between stops. I think on the overground parts of the underground, the gaps are larger. Oh, I am really tempted just to leave it, though. That's such an annoying sound. No, it's getting too... Unfortunately, it's getting too full, so we are going to have to use that. That is such an annoying sound. Can I turn that down? Please, sir, can turn it down. I don't know what to turn down, though. Because I think I have to turn down the whole thing, unfortunately. Alright, just forget it. We'll just have to get used to that sound. Sorry, guys. But it's raining, so what can I do? Right, speed limit's 15 now. There's 15. We're actually having trouble gripping onto the rails here. Oh, there you go, the weather, somehow, okay, 45. I didn't think this track actually went out to 45, but there we go, it does. Never gone any higher than 35 underground, but there we go. Oh, that sound is so irritating. I just hope I'll get used to it. Because I can't really turn it off. Otherwise it just gets... The windscreen gets very, very covered in rain quite quickly. Unfortunately. Can I just change the weather? Sadly not. Can't change the weather, but... That's so annoying. I hope people actually realise that at Dovetail. that sound is... really irritating. Hopefully someone has realised. I don't know, we'll have to have it turned on, unfortunately. I think. Also, I've got to remember as well, one, the rain will affect our stopping distance, and two, the most I've ever stopped from in this I keep saying aircraft, in this train is actually 35, so I've never stopped from anything different from that, so we may have some slight issues stopping. And there you go, look, there's our train. Just slow down nicely. Actually, there's a brief underground section here. Have a look at outside, maybe at the screen, because I haven't seen this one before. Queen's Park. Yeah, there's a slight bug. This thing thinks we're going to Queen's Park. We are going to Queen's Park, but we are terminating first. Oh man, that sound is so annoying. Did someone realise how annoying that was, or is it just me? Like, is it just me that's kind of annoyed by that sound? Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But it is quite annoying. That still says train approaching for some reason. Maybe a slight bug as well. I think, because again, this screen only works in accordance with the timetable, not actually where the train is. Right, doors close. Doors close. Let's try to party from external cam. There we go. I forgot, variable adhesion is being a problem for us today. But saying that, under here in the tunnel, that isn't a problem for us. We are actually in a tunnel now, which is cool. So I guess it's not the only, you know, I guess the Bakerloo line does go underground a bit more again. But then it just, I think it's just a tunnel, this one. I don't think it's fully underground. Next stop, Willesden Junction. But yeah, the gaps between the stations are definitely larger on this part of the network. Speed limit actually goes down to 30. Just up here briefly, I don't exactly know why, but that's is it the East Coast main line or the West Coast main line? It's definitely one of those two, off to the left there. You can't walk over there. I've been watching the Q&As, and yeah, you can't walk over there, it's just scenery. Apparently, we won't see trains not passing on it or anything, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind. Oh, wow. Right, we want to start to slow down here, because there's a 30 limit incoming. There we go, and the speed limit apparently goes up to 90 in 2 miles. I don't think a Bakerloo line train can do 90 somehow. That may be a slight mistake. Who knows? There's another Bakerloo. That's going to Elephant and Castle. Or Elephant and Castle, depending on how you say it. Yeah, we're stuck at this 30 limit now until we pass Willesden Junction, and the speed limit is 45 by the looks of it. But yeah, it looks very nice. I'm getting some pretty decent FPS as well. Pretty nice. It feels very smooth. It says it's only 50 rather than the usual 60, but it is very smooth, which is great, really. Hope everyone is enjoying this series, by the way. Obviously something a little bit different from the Flight Sim that's mostly being uploaded at the moment. Obviously Flight Sim's kind of the main game at the moment, but I do still want to cover Train Sim World, of course, as well. Right, I'll go ahead and do it off and release now. As we come into Willesden Junction. Next station stop. And stop. Bow on time. Right door open. Can see our train on there. It still, I don't know why, it still says train approaching like way later than it should. There's some people glitching out as well in the air. It's quite funny. What on earth? Right. Where we go? Next stop, Harlesden. Somehow only a minute away. Yeah, this variable adhesion. Honestly, it's a. I think it is a new feature in this sim. Speed. So yeah, when it's raining like this, we have got some issues. Weirdly, I haven't had to turn back on the wipers, which I think is quite funny. Speed limit actually goes up to 45 here. Remember, on the London Underground, so we'll go straight out to 45 rather than waiting for the end of the train to pass it. Although weirdly, yeah, there's not quite enough time on the schedule, I don't think, between these stops. Looks like we're going downhill a bit here. It's quite odd. Yeah. Guess, you know, we've still got a little bit underground on this surface, despite being bigger. It is surprising, there we go, you're doing 41 on a Bakerloo line train. Have not done that before. Yeah, I haven't previously been able to go this quickly, so it'll be maybe quite tricky to actually slow down. The most I've ever slowed down from is 35, although saying that, because of the hill, this thing's actually just going down to 35 naturally. And because of the hill, this thing should actually slow down quite quickly, hopefully. And we are a little bit late, actually. I knew there wasn't enough time between these stops. Maybe also my stopping was not the greatest there. Let's try and get it exact then, since I was so... Okay, never mind, that was a bit too far, but never mind. Open left doors. Have a little look, because it didn't say train approaching, so you can actually see where we're stopping now. So you can see there, look. A lot of stops on today, actually. I didn't realise how far it is actually up from Queen's Park to Harrow and Wealdstone. I'll go ahead and close the left doors. Stand clear the doors. Next stop, Stonebridge Park. And this is on there, look. So we're basically doing, oh, I forget about the variable adhesion. I do forget about that, but never mind. Away we go. Next stop, Stonebridge Park in 2 minutes' time. And the speed limit apparently going up to 90 miles an hour somehow. Well, this train isn't capable of 90. I think everyone knows that. I think this thing's top speed is about 45. Although in the tunnels, it never seems to get any higher than 35, so I don't really know how that's possible, but who knows. They're not quick they're not quick trains, these things. I like all the stickers and things around, you know, it's like real life, it's quite cool. But yeah, this is like kind of a main part. I think this is the Stonebridge Park depot over there to the left. Quite a few depots on the Bakerloo line, really, but... Yeah, I think the rain must have calmed down, because it isn't showing up on the windscreen anymore, which is good for my ears. It means I don't have to listen to that stupid windscreen wipers again. Yeah, somehow the speed limit is 90 now, I don't really know how. The speed limit is 90, but apparently it is. I've got to be careful of my braking here, because this is the quickest by far I've ever gone on a Bakerloo line train. It's the quickest I've ever gone here, so careful. Right, go ahead and off and release, and I think we're going to start braking at the beginning of the platform and see how that goes. Yeah, I've overshot. Oh, actually, I think we might be alright. I've got into braking number 4, so maybe slightly before the end of the platform. Maybe aim to be about 35 at the start of the platform, and then work our way from there. In the end, though, still alright. See there, Queen's Park says train approaching. Obviously, we will be coming back this way. Remember, later on. Oh, what on earth? It's quite funny, really, with all these floating people. Anyway, we are a touch early, so we get to wait here. Yeah, go ahead and shut the doors now. Next stop, Wembley Central. So some trains terminate at Stonebridge Park on the Bakerloo as well, but not many. Generally just if they're going into the depot or coming out of the depot. The most typical places are... also, that 90 limit still hasn't come into force. It's just stayed at 45 anyway. Maybe it was like a mistake or something. Who knows. But yeah, next stop, Wembley Central. Up we go. There's actually going to be a 40 limit in force quite soon. Okay, this part of the line looks quite nice, really. I haven't really explored it too much. I've only really been around the tunnels. It is different, because there's definitely more gaps between stations. The gaps are larger than they are in the tunnels. And the actual, just the driving is quicker. Normally I'd be doing 35 tops in a tunnel, more like 30 most places, so to see this kind of limit, it's kind of crazy. Right, off and release, and slow us down to 40 mile an hour. Give it a bit more power now as we're actually climbing a hill to try and maintain this speed if we can. I think we are going to be a bit late in Wembley Central. There wasn't quite enough time between stops, I don't think, there. So the timetables are slightly off in this. Right, 45 is the next speed limit now. Apparently there's 90 speed limit again after this. This is Wembley Central approaching now. Another Bakerloo line train there. Remember, we are doing the return journey as well. There it goes. Out of Wembley Central as we come into Wembley Central. I can see why it's called Wembley Central. It's pretty massive. Remember, as I said, you know, this part of the line does share with other bits. And I think if we look over there, I think I actually saw our train. We are quite late though. We're 20 seconds late thanks to the slightly bad timetabling. Doors open on the left. Quick look over there. Look, you can see that's our train coming back. Oh, 22 minutes? Really? Is that actually our train? 22 minutes? I'm not sure if that's true. So we're stopping at North Wembley, South Kenton, and Harrow and Wealdstone. Now, I'm not sure if that will really be 22 minutes, you know. Right, increase power. Speed limit is 45. Next up, North Wembley in 0.8 miles. We've only got a minute, yeah. Something's gone a bit weird with these with these timetables. Let's have a little look. There we go. Look at the train departing. I don't know how long we'll have to wait in Harrow and Wealdstone. Who knows? So away we go. Up to 45 miles per hour. Which is basically the top speed of this train, I think, 45, pretty much. Makes me wonder why the speed limit goes up to 60. I guess why not? I guess you could have made it go up to 50, maybe. And you can see we are going to be quite late, I think, arriving in North Wembley because of the slightly stupid timetable, but whatever. So in the tunnel, the timetable is the opposite. It's impossible to be late. It's actually you're actually too early the majority of the time. Okay, the timetable does need a bit of work on this, you know, on this particular thing. Right, go ahead and go off and release, and start slowing ourselves down. Slightly uphill the station, so we actually slowed down pretty well. And we are about 20 seconds late again, so if we weren't 20 seconds late at the last one, maybe this gap between stations would be good enough. Open left. Yeah, we're not going to be stopping for very long, obviously, because as soon as everyone's on board, we're straight out. And there goes that of the Bakerloo line to Elephant and Castle. It would be nice to have on-board announcements on this, I've got to say. Alright, shut the doors. It's weird that there's no water appearing on our windows now. Next up, South Kenton. This thing's having a problem with this wheel slip. There we go. Now we can go full power again. Obviously that is also slowing us down a bit. We are having limited acceleration out of stations, definitely. Until we reach about, you know, just above 10 miles an hour, we are having issues with that. Apparently in 2.54 miles there is actually a 10 mile an hour speed limit, so that kind of implies Harrow and Wealdstone, doesn't it? It's quite nice this part of the line, really. There's just like no speed limits at all. It's just up to 45, which is the top speed of this train, and just brake when we need to. I don't think the next stop is Harrow. Yeah, South Kenton, then Kenton, and then it's Harrow and Wealdstone, I think. And then obviously we've got to do the journey back as well, so that should be pretty good. And off and release. And start slowing down. Slow down slightly early, but never mind. And we are about 15 seconds late still. Oh well. Have a look around. There's our train coming back, look. Yeah, 15 minutes. I'm not totally sure if that's true, honestly. We only have a few more stops, really, until we reach Harrow and Wealdstone, so... You know, unless we're waiting in Harrow and Wealdstone for, like, 10 minutes. In which case I'll pause the recording, I think. Save on time. Right, depart. I already recorded one crazy long video. I did a flight sim video. The flight sim with an EasyJet. The video will already be out by the time you see this one, but... Let's get used to just doing shunt power out of those stations to stop the wheel slip. But yeah, I am. Yeah, that video was only meant to be like an hour and 20 minutes tops, and it ended up being an hour and 50 thanks to the missed approach and everything. Be sure to check that out. Actually, definitely be sure to check that out. This video will be released on September 3rd. I don't know, 3rd I think. That'll be released on September 1st. So be sure to go and check that one out. Definitely. But yeah, Canton, 900 yards away now. After Kenton, I believe it is Harrow and Wealdstone. Yeah, there's actually a 3-minute gap between the stops, so there must be quite a big gap between them. Or maybe it's the 10-mile-an-hour limit. It's probably that's what it is, isn't it? We are going to be a bit late in Kenton as well, just because, I don't know, on this part of the line, I think the timings between the stations aren't really good enough. It only gives like 2 minutes, which for 0.8 miles, 0.7 miles is not quite long enough when you're only doing 45 and the wheel slip, of course, that we're having. It's not quite enough, really. But no, oh well. Oh well. I'll go off and release and start slowing ourselves down as we approach the station. Open the left door, and there we go. This is Kenton. So you can see there, look, I don't think that's accurate. Like, how are we 12 minutes away? Unless we've got, like, ages waiting at Harrow and Wealdstone, we must do. We're like a minute and a half late. Like, no, but yeah, we are like we're a good, you know, 40 seconds late as well. And we're going to go full power now. Off we go. Nice sounds, this game, definitely. You can see, there you go, we are going to have a 10-mile-an-hour limit just coming into Harrow and Wealdstone. Not much difference. They're both saying 1 mile right now, I expect. Actually, never mind. Harrow and Wealdstone comes before the 10-mile-an-hour limit. Interesting. Are there buffers at Harrow and Wealdstone, or is there like a... I don't know, I'm not sure if there might be a... I think there might be... Wait, after Harrow and Wealdstone, I think there might be buffers, or maybe there's a depot. There's that Bakerloo going the other way. That's going the full way to Elephant and Castle. Obviously, we're just doing back to Queen's Park. This particular scenario. Up to Queen's Park and then back down. That's literally it. But yeah, I think the longest gap between stops on this route is actually the last stop. It's like 1.1 miles. It's quite a long gap on there, you know, for a tube anyway. Obviously, underground, some of the stations were only 500 yards apart. It's quite an interesting line, really. You know, you have got some of these bits that are above ground, but there's also some bits that are below ground. You know, below ground, and not really much scenery, but you've got quite a bit to look at still. It's like quite a bit to sort of take in. But here we are. We're approaching Harrow and Wealdstone. There's no buffers at the end, but a red signal. Going to go ahead and go off and release. Need to make sure we stop in time, of course. Otherwise, we'll be heading past those buffers. So we'll take it nice and easy in because we are on time. And there was a little bit more time between. There was 3 minutes for 1 mile rather than 1 minute for like 0.7 miles. So it was a bit better. Whole minute, pretty good really. So we managed to claw back some of that time and stop. Unlock the doors, and then we'll see what the game wants us to do. I do know we are going back to Queen's Park now, so we're going to go ahead and set that on our destination display. Queen's Park. What's this scenario called anyway? I forgot what it's called. Alright, lock doors. What's the game going to get us to do now? Is it going to get us to go forward to the depot? Yeah, north turn back. Apparently the signal's green. Oh, yeah, that's that signal. I forget. So we are allowed past it, and the speed limit is just 10 now, past here. Yeah, so there are buffers, sort of. We've basically got to turn around. We're going to have to walk through the entire train, I think. We could possibly walk outside, but I think we might have to walk through the entire train. 7-car train. You see here, look, just getting ourselves into the north turnback, and then we'll do, obviously we'll do the trip back then. You see there's our little driver. I put the London Underground uniform on him. You can see it says Queen's Park on the front. The back of the train probably doesn't say anything. Yeah, it just says not in service, because you have to just, they're both independent. And stop. And we need to, yeah, of course, turn this to shutdown. It's already in shutdown mode. How is it not in shutdown mode? Hang on a minute. Am I being kind of silly, right? There, night's allowed into shutdown. So it's like direction set to off and remove it. Right, how do I remove it? There. And control switch. Control key. Off. And remove. There we go. Now, we need to change cabs. So, just sprint through the train. Actually, you know what? Instead of that, can't we just head outside? Let's do that instead. Let the door shut. Yeah, let's run around the outside. It's probably a lot easier to run around the outside, isn't it? Although in real life, why are there passengers still on the train? Just noticed that back in the few cars back. It's kind of funny, right? In real life, I think you would just walk inside the train, but can't be bothered to do that. There we go. See, there's the Bakerloo line in there. Look, looks quite cool. And get in. And insert control switch. And on. And direction selector into. Play a seat, and then we can set it to off and release. And then cancel the audible warning. And direction set into forward. From here, you'll be operating as a southbound passenger service back to Queen's Park. Okay, so just need to set this side to Queen's Park as well. There we go. And away we go. Harrow and Wealdstone next stop. And we're on time, that's perfect. So yeah, we're now doing the service back, of course. So yeah, this video will probably be quite long as well. I've done a lot of long videos today. Okay, you can't really edit out a train sim video though. Also, weirdly, we have now got rain on the windows, so I don't exactly know what's going on. Maybe it was a bug that just caused the rain to stop falling. Although it's a bug I wish it just stayed. Oh well. Right, and we come to the platform. And we're pretty much bang on time, which is perfect. And I think... Oh, wow! This thing's brakes aren't that good, or at least didn't feel that good. Right, open doors. And on go the wipers again. Hopefully that'll, like, cure themselves. It happened when we went under a tunnel, didn't it? It just suddenly stopped. Right, lock doors. And where we go? Next stop, Kenton. And the speed limit is, well, 45 as always. Just literally just doing the return, aren't we? Up we go. Okay, oh a minute, it's probably head outside. That must be a bug. Whenever I head outside, the rain just suddenly stops falling on the cab. That's kind of quite funny in a way. Well, there we go. That's kind of... Well, it's kind of nice in a way. It means I don't have to bother... I mean, it's a bug, obviously, but it means I don't have to bother listening to those irritating windscreen wipers. Because they are very annoying. They are annoying. They are very, very annoying. There's a train heading back. There you go, that's going to Hammond Willstone. Heading the other direction. Apparently there's a 90... I don't know, we keep getting these so-called 90 speed limits. They're not actually there. There's our train, look. Very nice looking Bakerloo line stock. 1972 stock. Very old trains. And go, we've actually managed to reach 45 as well. We didn't do that on the other one because that was uphill. This is downhill. Here we are approaching Kenton. Gonna need lots of slowdown power here because we're actually going downhill. Oh no, we're getting wheel slip. Oh, there we go. Good, the wheel slip stopped. Can't really do anything about wheel slip on braking. Can't just brake less because it still impedes our braking force. But there we go, we're good. And stop. Perfect. We are 30 seconds late though, so clearly the issue we had before is still there. Close doors. We're getting wheel slip now. There we go. There we go. Away we go again. Next stop, South Kenton. Yeah, it's quite a long little gap, quite a long little service this. 10:48 will be in Queen's Park. It's another 18 minutes until Queen's Park, so it'll probably be about 50 minutes, just over a 50-minute video actually, so a little bit long, really, for my liking, but oh well. Oh, I don't know, the problem is I can't really keep the video length down. I mean, I can do it in 2 parts, I guess. Maybe I should have done it with the flight, done it in 2 parts. So take off and then landing. I guess I could have done that. Maybe put down in the comments if you guys would like that. Do you want shorter videos or do you want longer videos? Actually, I'm going to put it on my community page. Definitely. Do you want shorter videos or longer videos? Because it'd be quite interesting to know. Because obviously, you know, that's how it works with things like Flight Sim. It does, you know, Flight Sim and Train Sim, they do just have, you know, the way you play the games. They're not games that you just show up and play for 10 minutes. You do have to do quite long, at least, you know, quite long videos. Apart from the landing challenges, the addition of landing challenges in the new Flight Sim is a really good idea to try and, you know, to be able to play Flight Sim just for a short bit of time. It's really nice, that. But anyway, let's go ahead and, oh, we're getting wheel slip again. We're having issues with that, aren't we? I think we slowed down slightly too early as well. We're actually early, though, because the timetable was wrong again, just early this time rather than late. I went from being 30 seconds late to 30 seconds early. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The timetable definitely needs sorting with this Bakerloo line. There you go, out goes the other Bakerloo line. Obviously, we're going to be departing shortly. Not just yet. Gonna wait until 31:50, then I'll go ahead and there you go. Let's do an outside one. Haven't done many outside departures yet. And there we go. Away we go. I need to do some of those actually attempt. The outside cameras don't actually work in the tube tunnels to stop you getting outside, stop you getting stuck. But there we go, and you can see there, look, 900 yards, and we've got 30 seconds. Like, and I left early, like 45 seconds to do 0.7 miles. It's not gonna happen. I don't know. The timetables are quite bugged on this Bakerloo line. They definitely need some fixing. But never mind, I guess. But yeah, we're heading back down. Next up, North Wembley now. So as we are getting closer and closer to Queen's Park. That's our next station stop. Is North Wembley. Off and release, and start slowing down. I'm not getting wheel slip this time for some reason. I think we've timed that slow down absolutely perfectly. Right, back to brake force 2. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect braking. Right. Open the doors on the left. We are still 30 seconds late though, despite leaving us slightly early. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Most of the rain doesn't seem to make any sound. Right, on the inside. Right, go ahead and lock the doors. Okay, it's definitely lost power, but there was no wheel slip until a bit after. I don't know what happened. So again, look, 0.8 miles. We've only got minutes to do it. It's so silly, this timetable. It's definitely a bit bugged, but, you know, oh well. It's a new game still. This game only came out 3 days ago at the time of recording. This is kind of the problem with, like, recording things so far in advance. Like, the actual game I'm playing on, by the time this video goes live, it'll probably be on a different build of game. But yeah, so I'm recording this on the 23rd of August, and, you know, so it's quite a while ago. I've been recording a lot of videos lately, so I've got a lot of backlog to be posting, even daily uploads. It's enough. If you guys have been noticing the massive amount of uploads, I've had some time this week, really. You know, this week's been perfect for a bit of, you know, just doing a lot of flight sim and a lot of train sim. You know, new games, good fun to play. They're both, honestly, both of these games are absolutely wonderful. Train Sim World 2 is, you know, a great step forward when it comes to London Underground simulation, and generally, you know, the graphics for Train Sim World have always been pretty excellent, and then, obviously, Microsoft Flight Sim is just a crazy game. You know, that just, like, has totally changed gaming in, you know, in all. Right, go ahead and start slowing ourselves down. Very long platform here at Wembley Central, actually. So we're able to do a bit of a nicer brake, just on braking notch 2 rather than 1, no, rather than 3, which is quite nice. Right, open the left doors. Let everyone load on. We are a little bit late, but not too bad. Next stop is going to be Stonebridge Park. We have got 3 minutes to get there, according to that timetable there, so we should be alright. Lock the doors. And luckily the game doesn't even mark us on being late, it only marks us on our stopping position in terms of score, so we should be alright. But yeah, 1 mile to do, you know, we've got 2 minutes for 1 mile, so despite being late, we should catch up a little bit here, heading up to Stonebridge Park. We'll probably still be late, but probably not as late. And there's also, actually, they're saying that there is actually a 40 limit, looking at that, out of here for some reason. So we have got to deal with that. But they've got a bit of a downhill path here, but yeah, looks like unfortunately the 40 limit will come into players before we actually get above 40. There we go. So let's look at 40 for the next bit now. Going downhill actually quite a bit here. There's another Bakerloo line coming up. Actually, they're saying that, it looks like the 45 limit will come back into force. It just didn't show up initially. That's quite nice. I'm actually going uphill now as well, I think. When they go, there's the 45 limits. We'll go ahead and go just power slot number 3 now. This thing will probably struggle to gain power, gain speed anyway, because of how we're currently going uphill. Quite a large gradient, actually. So, who knows? And of course, next stop is Stonebridge Park. Looks like we're going to be mostly on time, I think. At Stonebridge Park, which is quite nice, just passing the depot. Obviously, you know, trains going back to the depot do terminate at Stonebridge Park, but generally the main terminating points are Queen's Park and Harrow and Wealdstone. Stonebridge Park generally isn't used that often. Right. There we go. And let's start braking now. Into Stonebridge Park. I think the wheels, unfortunately, were slipping there, so we may have slightly overshot. Yeah, but not too bad though. Yeah, the wheels were slipping a bit there on entry, never mind. Open the doors, and we're on time as well, so that's nice. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And we should have about 10 minutes left until Queen's Park now. Okay, close the doors, we're bang on time, look at that. And there we go, next stop is now Harlesden. Speed limit is 45 still, which is nice. For this jump over to Harlesden. We are getting closer to Queen's Park now. It's actually quite a long stretch, this overground part of Bakerloo line. I didn't really know how long it was. Right, up to 45 mile an hour now. What does that sign say? I can't read it anyway, we're going too quickly. Looks like the timetable's a bit tight in Harlesden as well, but we've got a minute to do 0.6 miles. Maybe. So since we're already up to moving speed, it might be okay. It's weird though, this train at times does actually struggle to get to 45. Like sometimes it seems to top out at 35, even if the gradient doesn't even seem to... Like, even if there's no gradient, it sometimes changes. It's kind of weird. Like, sometimes this train is way quicker to get to 45 than this. And sometimes it just doesn't even... I mean, even the tunnels, like, I didn't think it was really capable of any more than 35. Anyway, so I was kind of surprised that I saw a 45 limit out here, but, yeah. You know. Looks like we're going slightly downhill, although it's not showing up on our gradient. Right. Start slowing down a little bit early. Because there we go, we're suffering with wheel slip again. That's not good. That wheel slip really kills us. It just means that I can't brake in time. And I can't predict when it's going to happen either. Because sometimes it happens, and sometimes it doesn't. That's really annoying. Well, we've overshot a little bit then, thanks to the wheel slip. What on earth is that? I think that box is slightly in the wrong place, you know. I think it's like a CCTV box or something, but it's definitely in the wrong place. Yeah, it was a slight overshoot, that, wasn't it? Thanks to the wheel slipping. But weirdly, they don't slip on departure. It's quite weird. Right, next stop, Willesden Junction. Because going the other way, they were only slipping departing, and coming in they were fine, and it's the other way round now. But the gradient doesn't seem to mean anything. Because that station there was on a completely flat gradient, so it should be the same both ways, shouldn't it? In theory. Or maybe it isn't, who knows. There we go. It appears the recording is stuttering slightly, although saying that the game is actually stuttering a bit, so I think it's actually kind of the same. Either way. But there we go. Next stop is Willesden Junction. We're actually pretty much on time. We're heading up. Up this steep slope. This thing can't even maintain 38. And also that's because there's a hill. I mean, it's kind of different. Oh, I didn't realise there was a 30 limit there. There you go. We got slowed down to that then. This is Willesden Junction. I'm going to start slowing down a bit later because we're going at 30 now. So no wheel slip into here. Actually, there is on the last bit of stopping. After Willesden Junction, we've got Kensal Green. And after that, I think that might be Queen's Park. I can't really see because that just says train approaching. Still. And we're on time. Go ahead and lock the doors. Oh, I used the menu then instead. Didn't mean to do that. Anyway, depart. Next stop, Kensal Green. And then it's Queen's Park, yep. So almost at the end now. Almost at the end. It's quite a long route, really, this. I mean, this is just a part of it, you know. If we were going from Harrow and Wilson all the way through to Elephant and Castle, it is actually quite a long route. But there we go. Right, up to 30 then. Yeah, these scenarios are quite good fun. Gotta say, they are nice. Right, I've got to just stay at 30 here briefly. There's a 30 limit. I've got to wait another 500 yards for a 45 limit to come into effect. And then we're allowed back up to full speed. Don't know why there's a 30 limit here. I guess there must be a reason. Obviously we are very close to Queen's Park now. Not much further to go. That's nice. And waiting for the 45 limit to come into effect. There it is. And full power up to 45 miles per hour. Bit of a little tunnel here. It's like we're back on the tube. And see there, look, it locks the camera because we're going inside a tunnel. It's the same coding as when you go inside a tunnel on the tunnel section. I'll go ahead and idle the train here because we are approaching Kensal Green. We're actually slightly early. Kind of interesting. Somehow we're like 45 seconds early. I'm not really sure how, but we'll have to wait here for a little bit then probably. It's just typical rubbish timetables, really. Between here and Queen's Park is actually 3 minutes as well. Whoa, people. Yeah, I don't know. There are some bugs with people. That's for certain. It's quite funny, really, more than anything. Right, we've got to wait here now for a little bit. And there's a Bakerloo train arriving. Should we watch how the AI does a stop? I haven't actually seen an AI train come in. They're very quick, actually. They probably do it better than me, because they're AI, obviously. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty sharp stop as well. Anyway, right. 10 seconds till departure. Let's go ahead and shut the doors. Please stand clear of the doors. And out we go. Next stop, Queen's Park in 0.8 miles. And that is our last stop on today's route. And there you go, away it goes. So that's cool. Very good. But yeah, this video has actually been a little bit longer than again, because this scenario say it would take like 40 minutes. It's taking a bit longer than that, I mean. But whatever, I guess. And I've got to slow down to 15 now as well for Queen's Park. It's very slow, the entrance to Queen's Park. And the exit, depending on which way we're heading in or out of. Start slowing down now. Down to 15. Why can't we just go straight on? Why do we have to head through the... Oh, rep. I pressed the wrong button then. I was pressing S instead of W by accident. I accidentally broke a little bit too much. I don't know why I'm heading through... Like, why do we have to head through the sidings anyway? Because I don't think we would have had to sit at 15. I think we could have stayed at line speed, so it makes me wonder why we actually do that. I wonder where this train goes after Queen's Park. I mean, like, I'm guessing the AI takes on a bit further, or maybe not, I don't know. There's a train sitting here. Let's go to Harrow and Willstone. And see there, look, it says terminates here. This is a service from Dort. It's probably confusing it, because it's a service... Whoa! Do you see that visual effect then on that train? That was great. And there we go, Valley's as done. Hello and welcome everyone to Queen's Park, where this service terminates, and away goes the AI. Bye AI. And there we go. We need to wait a bit longer now, otherwise the game will freak out at us. Everyone should get off here now, but they're not, because, you know, that's just what they do. And that train's off to Harrow and Willstone. We just need to wait for... Oh, is there another train coming in already? See, that's what I mean about the stupid timetables in this. Sometimes trains are, like, way too close together, and other times there's, like, 10 minutes between them. It's kind of silly. Thank you for completing this run. Okay, is that it, then? Do I need to do anything? Is there anything I need to do? I'm a little bit confused. There we go. Finally, that instruction took a bit too long to disappear. There we go. Yeah, it was in the end more like a 50-minute scenario, but okay. Did pretty well there, up to level 8. And level 7 on the actual train itself. That's perfect. And we'll head back. I hope everyone really enjoyed today's video. A bit long, like the flight sim one. If I go in, look, this scenario took me 50 minutes. According to the 45, okay, that's fair. The next one is literally a service from Queen's Park to Elephant and Castle. That's a little bit longer than half hour, but okay. It's basically the same as that one, but apparently a bit more difficult. Don't know how. Apparently it is. And this one's probably really difficult. But anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's little video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!